Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. The Gospel of Ramakrishna, a great offering to the world by him, matchless, and the debt the whole world cannot repay. Every jiva is indebted to this one scripture, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. When Hanuman brings the Chudamani from Sita and shows to Rama, hands it over to Rama with tearful eyes. Rama hugs Hanuman and says, I cannot repay the debt. I am indebted to you. ऋण नहीं हो सकता. I can never become free from the debt. Like that is this Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. The whole world, through centuries, through millenniums, it cannot repay the debt. The whole world, all beings, not only humans, all beings cannot repay the debt any time. So, the small incident by which M tells there is a grog shop, I am going to take you where wine is available in plenty. And Sri Ramakrishna is in an exalted state because it represents the ecstatic love of God, which is the nearest and safe door to the Absolute. You can directly enter God through it. You can experience God in this very life without any extra strain. Normal life, offering all actions to God, loving the humanity, loving all beings and nature, serving as much as possible, loving God, you can safely reach the other shore. So, he says, he differentiates here reasoning and divine love. One is heart, other is head. Man has two channels to the Absolute. For realizing God, we have only two instruments. One is our heart, one is our brain. Brain is an instrument or a vehicle provided by nature to take us to the beyond. And heart is the vehicle provided by the divine to take back the soul to the Absolute, the source. I am going to the source. From the source the vehicle has come, the heart. Brain belongs to nature. The intellect belongs to nature. From nature has provided intellect, I can go. But it has limits. When it is charged with the awareness of consciousness, it loses its prakritihood and gets ready to take you to the reality, transcendental realm. This has come from there, just you have to mount and it takes you, the divine love. This is the difference. And bliss of worship and communion with God is the true wine, the wine of ecstatic love. Important words. You must clearly understand this concept of heart and head, the differentiation between the heart and head. Simple words. It carries deep philosophical, intellectual, emotional, and inspirational value. The goal of human life is to love God. The goal of human life, the only goal of human life is to love God. That is, the more you love God, less body you become. You are detaching love by loving God. You are detaching yourself from the covers that you have put on. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. You are getting separated from all the covers, all the products of nature, and your true spiritual existence is moving towards the eternal spiritual existence, the Brahman. The Jivatman is moving towards the Brahman. That's why he says, love to love. This is the only thing you have to do is eternal bliss, eternal peace, and eternal freedom. You are going to get by loving God. Simple loving God. And love is within your capacity. Intellect may not be in your capacity. To transcend the nature and go beyond that kind of intellect, and intellect needs tremendous hardship of renunciation. Everything you have to deny, not this, I am not body, mano buddhi ahankara chittanina. Go on denying. Here, go on confirming. This is God, that is God. I want God. Try to see the divine everywhere. Love everything. Live a normal life and transcend the nature. They renounce everything, deny everything when you take up the path of jnana. And it is very hard path to reach. That's what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. To know God through jnana and reasoning is extremely difficult. Krishna also in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, says, Klesho dhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasa. Those who are attached to avyakta, for them the path is very difficult. Klesho adhikatarastesham. To know God through jnana and reasoning is very difficult. Then Master sang a song. Who is there that can understand what Mother Kali is? Even the 6 darshanas are powerless to reveal her. Why does it take Shad darshan? Ke jane re Kali kamon. Short darshan, the 6 darshanas could not reach, express. Even the 6 darshanas are powerless to reveal her. What are these darshanas? It is the intellectual explorations of Indians, which results in the 6 philosophical concepts. Intellect. I try to understand God through my intellect in various ways. Just like now computer is there. Computer, software, designing software. See the designing of a mobile. How much complicated it is. A 10th standard, an ordinary graduate of all other subjects, except who has studied that particular science, cannot understand what it is. How to design a mobile, how to design a computer. That understanding capacity, that how it has happened, it is intellectual. How do you know a particular software, how to design a particular software? Is your intellectual capacity. So this intellect is playing an important role. The intellect, I want to understand everything that I see. I come in contact, the nature, the God, the beyond, the within. What am I? What are the secrets of nature? Everything I want to understand through my intellect. It is called intellectual exploration. As long as we are bodies, there are three existences, ultimate existence. There are three. When we are spiritual, there is one, the Brahman alone. But when we are in this bodily existence, Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. How do you view this Jiva? How do you view this Jagat? How do you think of this? What do you understand about God, the beyond? So this is the intellectual. Whatever you think, whatever you perceive, whatever you can imagine, what you can understand, all this, what is your view, is decided by these 6 philosophies. But it is intellectual basis, not the part of realization or anything. Though these people who are authoritatively written these are realized souls, but it is presented in such a way that it is only intellectual explanation of the things. So it is the product of intellectual exploration of this world, the jivas and the beyond. So that results in the philosophy. All the 6 philosophies are concerned with jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. And how? Focusing the intellect. You can intellectual understanding of all this. Because it is intellectual understanding, he is telling short darshan, pai darshan. With 6 darshanas, could not reveal what that mother is, what Brahman is, what God is. God cannot be explained through intellectual understanding. So he is telling, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, Kali Kamon, Ke Jane Re Kali Kamon, Short Darshan Na, Pai Darshan. What are the 6 philosophies that we have? In Hinduism, the Yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra's basis, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, and then Uttaram Mimamsa, Purva Mimamsa, Vaisheshika Nyaya, Sankhya, Yoga, Uttara Mimamsa, Purva Mimamsa. 6 darshanas. Uttara Mimamsa is the Vedanta. That is the end of the Vedas, what we call Upanishads, which explain about the reality. Purva Mimamsa is how to attain what all desires we have in the world to fulfill. Suppose I want to go to heaven, I want to have a child, I want to have a male child, I want to have some wealth. For all this there is a provision in the Vedas. It's called Purva, the first part, Karma Kanda, then Upasana Kanda, then finally Jnana Kanda. Jnana Kanda deals with the Uttara Mimamsa, Karma Kanda deals with the Purva Mimamsa. So here we see the intellectual viewing of this one. Then when we come to the whole scriptural background of the whole Hinduism, we have Vedas. These 6 darshanas are dependent on these Vedas. Vedic truths they have to take as the basis. So these Vedas belong purely to realization, Sakshatkara, Bhagavad Sakshatkara. There is no compromise, there is no alteration, it's called Shruti. Then the 6 darshanas come as a something attached to the Vedas, but they are not part of the Vedas, but they are attached, a long thing that is annexure-like thing that is attached to the Vedas. Then comes Puranas, Itihasas. These all belong to Smriti, Shruti and Smriti. Shruti, Vedas alone are called Shruti. They are eternal truths. Here Smriti is law and made to time it changes. Law do change time to time. Manusmriti, Parashar Smriti, 18 Smritis are there. It has undergone so many changes according to time. When the time changes, law changes. But Vedas do not change. They are eternal principles governing the whole universe and human existence and the beyond. So Vedas, then Agamas are there. Agamas are based on Tantras. Tantra, Veda and Tantra. Veda, with to know, knowledge. Knowledge part is called, just like we say science. Science we call the Veda. Technology we call Tantra. Technology. What do you mean by technology? How the Vedic truths, scientific truths are utilized in day-to-day life is part of technology. Now petrol burns alone is told by the science. Petrol burns, and if 1 gram petrol burns, it gives 100 calories energy. This is all what science mentions. How to make use of it in our day-to-day life to make a petrol engine. How to extract petrol from the earth. All these things are explained in the part of Tantra, that is technology. Technology deals with how to make a car use petrol, how to extract petrol. So Agamas are part of the Tantras. How to realize God, how to go conduct our life. There are 3 main denominations in Hinduism: the Shaktas, Shaivas and Vaishnavas. So there are Tantra is adopted by the technology, is adopted by the Vaishnavas as Vaishnava Agama, Shakta Agama, Shaiva Agama. So according to the 3 denominations, Vedas are entirely different. They are Shrutis. All these belong to Smritis. But the philosophical in between the Vedas and these 3 sections, Itihasas, Puranas, epics, Itihas means epics, the Ramayana and Mahabharata mainly, epics, then Puranas, the 18 Puranas, 18 Upapuranas, then the Agamas, Vaishnava, Shakta, Shaiva Agamas. Whole of Hindu scripture I am telling you, giving you a picture. This is how it is arranged. Now these are based on the lower, that is epics, Puranas. Epics means Itihasas, Puranas and Agamas. These are based on divine emotional basis. Heart is important here. In philosophy, intellect is important here. Intellectual, the whole 6, the Shaddarshan, Payana Darshan, he doesn't use the term Agama or Purana. Only Darshanas he takes, because Darshan is entirely dependent. There is no emotional part. There is no inspirational part. There is no love of God or anything. Everything comes under this, the lower part. The middle part, that is the 6 darshanas. Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Uttamimamsa, Purvamimamsa. These parts are intellectual, Shad darshanas. Vedas are beyond the eternal truths. Vedas means Vedas. There is no second thing. Shruti, it cannot be questioned. It is the final authority. And all are subjected. This is when you go beyond the intellect and heart. It is a sakshatkara, realization. It's a part of realization. Here it is intellectual, and the lower three or four, the agamas, that is, agamas we use in worship. And all procedures, all rites and rituals are based on the agamas. Be it Shodasha samskaras given to the children from birth to death for mankind, or the day-to-day worship, or we did the Shivratri worship, the Shadadhara we put below the Shivalinga. All this come under homas that we did. Everything comes under the agamas. Here, bhavana is most important part. Emotional part is an important part that functions. And the other, these are Puranas, and Ramayana, Mahabharata especially. They are inspirational. They inspire. Mahabharata, you see how powerfully the human character is and has been depicted. Each type of human mind, body, their feelings, everything is beautifully depicted. And one important secret, what does it ultimately want to tell you is, there is a divine providence which is taking care of everything. There is a divine ordinance which is working as a law, whole thing. Nobody, it is invincible. It is indomitable. You cannot question, it is unchallenged. It works with very strict and stern law. And this law is deduced from the Absolute. Because it is deduced from Absolute, we call it Ritam. Satyam Ritam. Satyam Ritam. Om Rim Ritam. The Ritam is called the law. It is as if it is another word for Satyam. It is truth. It cannot be questioned. Invincible. You cannot defeat it. You cannot overpower it. You cannot take it out. You cannot erase it. You cannot change it. This is the law of nature, and it works. And everyone has to yield to it. The only way to escape from this law of nature is to go beyond nature. You go beyond, realize God. That is the only way of total freedom. So when it comes to this, even you see, for this divine providence, everyone, even Bhishma, boast on last, accepts without grudging, without resistance, without grudging. ये मुझे आ गया, ये क्यों आया, ऐसे कैसे बोलना. Why did it come to me? Of all the people, why should I suffer like this? No grudging. Gladly accept. There lies what is it teaching you is, there is a divine power. Try to transcend and go beyond. There is no other way. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. You cannot escape this law of nature. You have to yield without grudging, without resistance. Yes, my Lord, your will be done. That is inspirational. When you come to Puranas, epics, itihasas and Puranas, all these parts you will see, it is inspiring you, it is inspirational facts, things. Agamas are your ritualistic part. Religion, it's a part of religion. This is a part of your life. And beyond is the path to be realized, Varenyam, Tat Savitur Varenyam. It is to be selected, it has to be attained. Vedas means it has to be attained. Aham Brahmasmi, you have to realize it. It is meant for realization. This is meant for working out your path. This is made to inspire you, to yield, to how to conduct, how to go beyond, how to struggle. Yes, I have to stand up now. The time has come. This kind of inspiration. When I got my initiation from Prabhu Maharaj, Vinayakanandaji Maharaj, in 1976, after the initiation, we are allowed to go independently each, and when we offer our Guru Dakshina, we will be alone with Guru. So when I went and bore down, placed the fruit bowl at his feet and bore down, he said, don't struggle much for realization. Just read simple things like Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Sri Ramakrishna has kept the latches removed from the doors to perfection. You have to simply push and enter. You have to simply push. The formerly door was to be broken. It is fort. Realization is like a huge fort in which all sides are closed. One huge door is there which you cannot enter by any means. You have to break it open and enter the path of it. It was very tough realization. Now the Sri Ramakrishna has opened all the bolts and kept. You have to just this much only, just push it. Simple readings of Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita will do. Don't, there is no need of taking much strain or tapas. Live a pure life, love all, serve all, live a simple life and realize God. What a word you see. What a assurance. How simple is God realization. So this, why did he, later on I found it is inspirational. It keeps you constantly inspired like saints' lives. Saints' lives keep you always inspired. Yes, I too can attain. I too have to do. I have to do. So this aspect, why does Sri Ramakrishna tell Shaddarshan term is used? Because it is the only thing in the whole of the Hindu religion which has intellectual basis, where emotional basis is zero. And all other places, including realization of the absolute, Nirvikalpa Samadhi and all that, has got the emotional basis. The heart comes into picture. Heart is applied everywhere. So an important thing, song, the sixth darshana, through intellectual you cannot understand God. Through heart you can understand God. Love God. To love the human life, it has only one purpose, to love God. And by loving it, you realize God. So this is the whole. See, just M telling him, I will take you to grog shop. Lot of wine is there. Where it is taking you, see. Whatever goes to a saint or an avatara or a realized soul. It takes the spiritual form of lifting the mankind. How the words are coming out of the master, what were the words that came out of the yam and the one who heard it? He believed and went to behind him, walking. He will take me somewhere where there is huge jar of wine. I can drink and have bath also and swim in that. So many imaginations he came with. And here he sold his heart. This wine cannot be purchased by money. Whoever is selling this wine or giving this wine, he takes away your heart. And now you see, Yam returned without heart to his home. So he wants to make all others also lose that heart and go alone. Day and night he used to think of Sri Ramakrishna, Yam. So he knows what Sri Ramakrishna is. He knows what spirituality is now. The words depict the way in which he has told. Om Shanti Shanti Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.